How's it going, everybody? We are back. That's right, we're back. We're always back. When we're not back, we're, you know, just not here, I guess. I don't know. What am I trying to say? So, that's the, let me just get into it real quick. That's kind of the bad thing about doing videos alone. That's kind of why I stopped doing reviews all the way back millennia ago. Is because it was just like, just me saying, yeah, I saw this movie. I thought it was okay. But I thought it would be cool to go back to my old roots as the Manic Reviewer, which I started out back in 2013. And anyway, that's long story short. I'm back. That's right, we're back. Um, I was on vacation for a week and a half. I come back. I watched The Running Man, the 2025 version, with directed by Edgar Wright. I think he wrote it as well, based on the Stephen King book back when he wrote as the Bachman series. Um, and this comes on the heels of The Long Walk. And I'll say it now, it's not nearly as good as The Long Walk. I did think it was okay. I thought it was enjoyable enough. It was a little long for me. Um, I think it's 2 hours and 7 minutes, and it felt, for me anyway, 2 hours and 7 minutes. I checked the time once or twice in the movie. It stars Glenn Powell, Josh Brolin, um, and Lee Pace, and some other actors that I don't know their names, and I couldn't be bothered to look it up because I'm not a well-produced channel. I'm just some schmuck with a fairly decent microphone, and you know who saw a movie, and I thought it was okay. Now let me go back and say I loved the original Running Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I mean, to be honest, there's not a lot of Schwarzenegger movies I didn't like. Um, there's a couple, Junior, Twins. There's a Kindergarten Cop. Those I liked his action movies a lot. I never particularly found them very funny in comedies. So I really enjoyed the original Running Man. I haven't seen it in quite some time, but from what I remember of it, Sub Zero, now just Zero, Schwarzenegger lines, I'll be back, all that stuff. So yeah, I really thoroughly love and appreciate the original Running Man. Um, this one is much different. It's uh, it's more they delve more into the society collapse than they do in the original one, which is cool. I like seeing it. They do a decent job world building, but it kind of gave me. There was a game, a movie that came out many moons ago called Gamer, which was kind of like Running Man. Uh, C. Michael Hall was in it, and um, people were like controlled by other people. I forget the exact, but I remember um, just the way that there's always a camera floating around, and you know, I don't know. There's certain things that I thought were. I'm not doing my best to describe it, but that's what while watching this, I was like, oh yeah, this reminds me a little bit of that movie Gamer. It came out a thousand years ago. I couldn't even tell you who was in it, um, to be frank. But this was pretty good. I thought the acting was really good. I thought Glenn Powell. I don't know that I've seen him in anything, or if I have, I can't recollect at this present moment. Um, but yeah, William H Macy's in this as well. So is David Zaz. Am I saying his name right? I know him from Dexter. Um, but yeah, I thought this was a decent movie. There's a lot of action. I mean, it's pretty much nonstop all the way. There are a couple things that bothered me, like there's a guy called the Apostle, and he has like a YouTube channel where he speaks out against the Running Man show, and it's like the network controls everything. The network controls the government. Like, why would they let this guy have his channel and try to spread the truth about the Running Man? And I'm thinking that while I'm watching it, and I'm thinking, well, it's probably good for the ratings, the overall engagement, right? Because that's what matters. That's why I'm doing this video. That's why you're watching it. It's all about engagement, YouTube engagement. Comments, likes, um, because ultimately, their goal is, well, we don't care that this person's reviewing this movie because, it's either going to be so bad that people are going to be like, man, I got to see this, or it's going to be really good and I got to see this, or middle of the road and say, well, we can catch it, on the weekend in a matinee or something. So, it's all about engagement. So I could see how like the state and the network wouldn't mind him running his YouTube channel. Although it's a little bit of a stretch for me, but I mean, engagement. It's all about engagements. Um, my real problem was with the hunters because in the original, and I don't know about the novel. I haven't read the novel, but in the original movie with Schwarzenegger, the hunters were over the top, like they were professional wrestlers, and like they had their identities and stuff. And in this movie, aside from Lee Pace, who's wearing I mean, I get that they wanted to make it a little more gritty, a little more grounded in reality, but these hunters are supposed to be stars. Like people are supposed to cheer for them, so they should have their own identities. And in this one, they really don't. Lee Pace is in it. He's got a scar, and he wears a mask, and he's good in the movie. I like Lee Pace. I find him kind of menacing in this, but he's the only one that has any kind of distinct personality. He's the head hunter, um, and I just kind of wish that they gave the other hunters some personalities. Whether it's just like uh, a different outfit or different colored hair or a tick or something that they something that makes them stand out from the other four hunters. I do want to say real quick. This is why I'm the manic reviewer because I jump around. Obviously, and we're doing it now. There's so when Ben joins the Running Man, he joins with two other people, a dipshit moron kid. I forget what his name is, and this lesbian who wants to do the Running Man, and so they launch them all down. Ben does his thing. The the dipshit guy gets killed right away, and this lesbian is just. I wanted to follow the Running Man for her. I wanted to see her movie because she's at strip clubs. She's making out with girls. She's drinking. She's having a great time. She's living her best life, running from the hunters. Meanwhile, Ben's like sleeping in a sewer, like having the worst time of his life. So I wanted to see. I forget what her name was. I tried looking her up on IMDb, but I forget what her character name was. So I'm just scrolling through endless faces on the cast list. But I really liked her. I thought she was great, and I kind of wanted to see a little more of her. They do a neat little parody of the Kardashians called, I think it's the Americanos, and that was pretty funny. I thought that was a good thing. There's some good satire here. There's some good action. Um, would I recommend it? Yeah, I think for what it is, it's okay. It's not great, but I enjoyed it well enough. It was a little long. I feel like they could have trimmed 10, 15 minutes from it. But yeah, I thought it was fairly good. I enjoyed it a lot. I would say it's about a 3, yeah, a 3 out of 5. We need something for action movies, because we have Groucho Marx for comedies. We have Robert Englund for uh, horror. So we should do maybe a 3 out of 5 Arnold's. Yeah, Arnold Schwarzeneggers. Maybe that's what we'll do. I don't know, but 3 out of 5 Arnold Schwarzeneggers for this movie. I thought was a good action flick. Um, Something to watch on the weekend. I think I would personally rather see if I were you and you're like, well, what should we see? Predator Badlands or The Running Man? I would definitely say Predator Badlands. Without a doubt, was the far superior movie for these last 2 weekends. I didn't make a video of it, of course, because I was away. But so that's it. That's all I wanted to say. Running Man. A little side note: when I was a kid, there was a movie called Night of the Running Man that came out, and I thought that the Night of the Running Man was the Running Man for till obviously I was introduced to the Running Man, but I remember that movie Night of the Running Man. That was also, I would say, a 3 out of 5 Arnold Schwarzenegger's. So yeah. So with that said, please like, share, subscribe, comment, tell me I suck. That's fine. My dad tells me that all the time. He says you're terrible. You're a horrible person. So if that's what you want to do, do it. Uh, man, this took a dark turn. All right. Anyway, gotta go. Peace out. Remember, it's not the end of the world. It's just the end of the day. Bye.